So, for the last couple of days, we've been talking about perspective, and we've been talking about it in terms of seeing things differently, seeing literal things like a cloud or a duck and a rabbit, and seeing them differently from somebody else. Today, we're going to talk about perspective a little bit more abstractly and think about it like this: changing your perspective. So, sometimes we will have a particular mindset that's not so good about something. And you may have had that this morning when you woke up and you looked outside and you said, "Oh no, it's cloudy, it's rainy again. I can't go outside." Well, instead, I'd like you to shift your perspective and think about the rainy day in a positive way instead of a negative way. And think about all the things that you love about a rainy day. What are your favorite things about a rainy day? Is there something that you like to do inside on a rainy day? Is there something that maybe you like to go out in the rain, bundle up, put on those rain boots, go splash in the puddles? What is it about a rainy day that you really, really love? Instead of thinking about it the other way and thinking about all the bad things about a rainy day. Give it a try, and that'll be what you write about today, your favorite thing about a rainy day. Now, I'm going to show you some of the materials that we're going to be using for today's art project. There's a little bit of setup for mom and dad before you get into your part of the project. So we're going to start with a blank piece of paper. Ideally, it should be white. I don't have white construction paper, and I did want it to be thicker paper since we're going to be painting. So I went with a very light gray, which is actually perfect for a rainy day since it's pretty gray on a rainy day. The other thing that you're going to need is something on a little bit thicker. I actually used the cover to my construction paper pack because it's a little bit thicker. You're going to need a piece of paper to cover your other piece of paper, your background that you're going to be painting on. Because what we're going to do is we're going to splatter paint on this, and we want to make sure that this section doesn't get any paint on it at all. So parents, I used a soap bottle and I traced the curve of the soap bottle and then just drew straight lines down to make this shape. It should take up most of the page because when you're done and you take it away, this is going to be the top of our umbrella for our painting. So try to trace out something round and then have some straight lines going all the way down to the bottom of your paper. I recommend having this paper next to you while you're doing it so you can kind of gauge how big it should be. The next thing you're going to want to do is you can use this to trace the top of your umbrella. I have some fun scrapbooking paper that I have here at home. You can use regular construction paper and they can design their own umbrella. But what I did was I traced the top of that construction paper piece that we're going to use to keep the paint away. And I traced the top of it, and then I drew some jagged lines. You can draw a straight line across just to make the shape of the umbrella, the top of the umbrella, for them to cut out on whatever paper you would like to use to make the umbrella. After that, we're going to just tape. If you have painter's tape, that's good, so that this doesn't rip up the paper. Tape it down onto the background paper. Then get ready to get messy. Dads, I'm looking at you. If you're cleaning out your closets and you have an old dress shirt, let your child use it as a smock because we are going to be splatter painting with watercolor. So that's going to get messy. Cover them up with something, an old shirt, something that you know that you don't mind it gets a little bit messy, and get ready to paint. Okay, so we've got your wonderful artist smock here. Got one of Daddy's old shirts that he doesn't need anymore. Since we're going to get messy, we're going to put it on so that we protect our clothes from getting messy. Get in there. There you go. All right, and we're gonna do just one button is all we need. And then I will help you roll up those sleeves so that you can still use your hands. All right. You good? All right. So now we're going to start our splatter paint. The only color we're using today for paint is blue because that's the color that we're using for the water coming down from the sky. Okay? Got it, Lou?
Got it.
All right. So we've got our cup of water and we've got our watercolors and Lucy has her paintbrush. So Lucy, let me show you what you want to do with the paintbrush once it has paint on it. You're going to flick the paintbrush like this towards the paper, okay? And the paint is going to fly off that paintbrush because with watercolor, as long as you get it nice and wet, it should come off the paintbrush pretty easily. You can also, your fingers might get a little messy with this, take your paintbrush and flick it with your finger like that, okay? There you go. Here's the blue. Go back for more water if you don't think it's wet enough. Remember, we're flicking it, flicking the paintbrush. We need to go back for more water. Make sure it's really wet.
Are you recording this now?
Yep.
Sweet.
So, really wet paintbrush, and then you go like this. Okay? Can I show them what it looks like? So, you can see over here, Lucy was painting strokes. Over here was where we did the flick. You can see the difference. It's going to look really cool if you just let it kind of splatter on the page. So go back in, get more water. Always more water with the watercolors, right everybody? I always tell you when we're painting with watercolor, go back for more water. Same thing here. There you go. Hold it up high like this, and you don't have to hold it like a regular paintbrush. You can hold it like this. Switch your hand around like this. There you go. And then go like that. There you go. Yeah, now it's really raining in your picture. Look at those splatters. Good, she's going back for more water, more paint. Do you want to try doing the other method where you take your finger and you go like this?
No, I don't want to get another messy one, Mommy. You know that.
All right, go back for more. We want a really big rainstorm in our picture.
Why can't I use yellow for the storm?
Good, that looks cool. Oh, big raindrop there. Yeah, there you go. Really big. Really big, really big. Good. Really good. You can always dip it back in the water without getting more paint, and you'll still have blue on there, right? A little bit lighter blue. All right, what do you think? Do you want to add more rain, or are you good with it? Wesley thinks it looks cool.
Go.
All right, can I show everybody? All right, so here we go. We've got our rain, and then I'm going to show you what happens when we peel off that piece of paper there. You'll see it kept that one space free from rain, just like your umbrella keeps you protected from the rain. So now you have rain all around this space, but no rain here. So that's where you're going to take your umbrella.
Mommy, but look what Wesley did.
I see, you got some tape. We're going to take our umbrella and we're going to tape or glue it down right where that piece was protecting it from the paint. And then you're going to go in and you're going to add a little handle for your umbrella and a picture of you in the rain. Give it a try.
Bye.